Presidential Quadratics by Tanner, TC, John, and Sam.
Good evening from Hofstra University, New York. I am Candy Carlin, and we are here for the second presidential debate in the town hall format. The audience has promised to remain quiet with one exception.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next president of the United States of America, Barack Obama, 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 Obama,
Follow President. Now please welcome Governor Mitt Romney. Now for the first question of the night. Governor Romney, you will be answering first because you won the coin toss. You have 2 minutes to answer the question, and President Obama will have a 2-minute rebuttal after Romney's response. Our first question is from Gregory Wayward from Syracuse University.
Hello, I'm Gregory Wayward from Syracuse University. President Obama, my parents and I are very worried that because of all the unemployed people in the U.S., is my degree even that important? Will it get me a job after I get out of college, or will I end up like a lot of the other unemployed people with college degrees? And how are you going to fix the unemployment rate and create jobs to help people like me?
Well, Gregory, I promise you that my 5-point plan is going to fix this nation and probably work. As the Bush administration has left office, the unemployment rate has gotten high. And I mean really high. I mean high. I mean as high as a little kid flying a kite on a windy day in the middle of June.
Listen, Mitt. I'm from Chicago. I know it. You don't.
Candy, he's always interrupting me.
Okay, boys, calm down. Back to you, Governor Romney.
Well, let me show the American people how I'm going to add more jobs and fix the unemployment rate. Can someone please bring me a whiteboard?
I got this for you.
Thank you. I'm going to start, President?
That's it?
Yeah, I just showed the American people I'm going to create jobs.
He's an idiot. Let's just move on.
Alright, the next question is from a concerned parent in New York City. Governor Romney went first for the first question, so President Obama, you will be answering first. Governor Romney, you will also have a follow-up rebuttal. Now on to Ms. Walton.
Hello, my name is Lindsay Walton, and I have 3 children who are all going to college or about to go to college. I'm worried that they might not get jobs. I'm going to make this short and sweet. When will you, President Obama and Governor Romney, make the unemployment rate down to 0%?
Before I answer your question, you first have to understand where the maximum unemployment rate was. To do this, you have to find the vertex of the equation of the unemployment rate over the past 4 years.
See, my new job came in handy.
Candy, it's my turn.
Continue, Mr. President.
Alright, to find the vertex of a quadratic equation, I'm first going to use the equation in standard form. Alright, the h value of the vertex can be expressed as negative b over 2a, which I've written right here. To make it easy, I simplified it, and it's about 2010, which means 2010 is where the maximum unemployment rate was. To find the full vertex, now we have to put it back into vertex form, which will look like this. Okay, what I'm doing here is I put the equation so it's y equals a times the quantity x minus h, which would be 2008, which is my x value, and 2010, which is my h value of my vertex, which we just found, square, and then plus k. K is the second value of the vertex, which is what we're trying to find, so we're going to have to solve for k. Alright, so to do that, we're going to have to first do what is in the parentheses. So if you look right here, 2008 minus 2010 is negative 2. So now it'll be negative 2 squared, which will make it plus, okay, there we go. Alright, so now I just multiplied this a times 4, and then I added k. So now we have to do this. We have to multiply this by 4, which is going to be, going to make it and then now all we have to do is just add that to both sides. And that will be the k value, so the final vertex will be and that's the vertex of the equation. Alright, now I'm going to show how to find the zeros of a quadratic equation. Okay, one way to find the zeros is to use completing the square. You take the normal x squared plus bx plus c, and all you're going to do is after the bx, you're going to plus blank, and then after the c, you're going to minus blank, and that blank is going to be represented by the expression b value over 2 squared. You can also find zeros using a quadratic equation, which I've put it out here, but for the sake of time, I'm not going to say all the numbers. But when simplified, well, the quadratic equation is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over the quantity 2a. And after I did this for the for our numbers, I got the zeros as 2003 and 2041. And because 2003 has already happened, it's not a possible solution. So I found that the unemployment rate at the rate it's dropping now will be 0 at 2041.
Good.
Here now to the last question of the night, which comes from a concerned citizen from somewhere in Texas. Governor Romney, it is your turn to go first for this question, and President Obama, you will follow with a rebuttal.
Howdy, my name is John Deere. You know, after the Rio Purdy Tractor Company, I'm really worried about the national deficit is going to do to my cattle. So my question to you gentlemen is, how are you going to fix the national deficit?
Okay, well, John Deere, I see where you're coming from, and I am also very worried about the national deficit. A woman in Ohio grabbed my arm and asked me how to write a quadratic equation in standard form. And because I value the questions of all Americans, I'm going to start with hers.
Excuse me, Governor Romney, you need to stay on subject and answer his question.
Candy, I can say whatever I want. It's my turn. You just need to pipe down. Alright, first you take the maximum plus the minimum, and then you minus it by the average, which is this number. And then for the axis of symmetry, you have to do...
Let me just stop you right there, man. Just back up. Actually, I've already done this math. Let me show you a figure. Alright, a standard form quadratic equation is written as ax squared plus bx plus c. I've already written out our equation right here, and to find the axis of symmetry, it's just the h value of the vertex, like I showed you earlier. So right here I have from this equation negative b over 2a, and it turns out to be about 2022, meaning that the debt will be at its maximum in the year 2022.
And that concludes the 2012 Town Hall debate. We thank President Obama and Governor Mitt Romney for coming tonight and participating. We will see you guys next time in the Foreign Policy Debate. This is Candy Crawley signing off. Good night, America.
Alright, meet me in the White House in 20 minutes.
Okay.
Alright, let's see that shot of yours. Alright, you gotta put more arc on it. Here, I'll show you what. Okay, to find the equation for your shot, you need to find it where the initial velocity is 6, which is where we're releasing the ball, and how it's going to get to the ending point, which is the basket at 10 feet. The initial, the projectile motion equation is negative 16t squared plus the initial velocity times t plus the initial height. In this case, our initial velocity is 10 feet per second and our initial height is 6 feet. Alright, so basically I set the height here equal to 10, so we could find the height, how long it'll take to get to the height of 10 from an initial height of 6. And basically after simplifying, I got 0.375. And so I just multiplied it up here and I made sure, that's how I checked it. So with an initial height of 6, I got to 10 feet in 3.75 seconds.
But this was my first equation, and I also had 0.375, but it didn't work.
Well, you see, you put the 2 before the y. In any equation, since you know that this is equal to 10, if you have to divide both sides, knowing this is 10, this would automatically be equal to 5, which would mean your shot would only go to halfway up the basket, not all the way.